Hey folks, my name is Pravus, welcome back to more EU4, playing as Portugal, and in the last video we made some progress. Not only do we own most of Iberia, small exception here, but between us and our vassals, we're looking pretty good there. I conquered the entire north coast of Africa. We have most of the west coast, all the south coast, a big chunk of the east coast, and of course we have our colonies throughout little parts of the world. I've also got some colonial nations set up. We're about to have our fourth set up in Mexico, the others being Colombia as we compete with France, which is probably going to get them really mad at me and may cost me the alliance, but we'll see. Plus we have Cuba and Brazil, of course. Fighting in Mexico is going to be a bit of a pain. This is one of the worst ones to set up in my opinion, only because usually natives get really aggressive and you have to fight them all the dang time. We'll see how that goes. Same thing, of course, true in Louisiana and the eastern coast. So the question becomes, what are we going to do in this video? Well, I'm a little bit limited as far as what I can do in Europe itself. Obviously, we're going to finish off Aragon, but unless we're going to fight like Tuscany and Genoa, all the rest of my immediately accessible territory is held by allies. So we're going to end up having to lose somebody eventually. I'm hoping the Papal States and France stick around. Maybe we lose Naples, but we'll see. I mean, I guess I could fight the Ottomans, but I'll be honest, I don't really want to fight the Ottomans. They're looking a little scary, dude. So, yeah, gonna be a little bit tough. Gonna be just a tiny bit tough. So I think for this video, what we're gonna end up doing is mostly focus on a good old-fashioned imperialism, a little bit of colonialism all over the world. We're gonna start by fighting Vijayanagar and trying to take over the coast of India. At least a big chunk of it, because I have a mission for that one. Then we're going to focus probably more on fighting in Africa, we're going to fight some natives in North and South America, and then basically just rinse and repeat wherever possible. Maybe a war over here in the East Indies, because I do have a mission to take over Malacca as well. So there's some options, but we'll see. Oh, Japan, you got completely taken over by Hosokawa. Nice, that's kind of cool. Anyway, point is, yeah, a lot that we can do, but it's going to involve transporting my troops from place to place in the world all the time, dealing with natives and rebellions and uprisings wherever possible. And it's going to be exhausting, and we're going to get stretched really thin, but that's just kind of how you play Portugal. By the way, I just noticed, Novgorod beat Muscovy? When do you ever see that in a game? Now, as I said, let's go ahead and start our war against Vijayanagar. Numbers are heavily in my favor, but this is deceptive because most of my troops, well, not most, but a big chunk of my troops are not present and are not going to be present for this fight. Plus, they can and will hire aggressively to try and fight me over here. So this is going to be a tough fight. We have to be very careful because if I mess up, I only have one province, which means I have really nowhere to retreat, which means they can stack wipe me very easily. So let's begin this and not ruin it. We could go ahead of time on some tech. That would help a little bit, I suppose. They are a tech level behind me, so getting a 2 tech level advantage would be kind of nice, but we'll see. The Jesuits have been founded in one of my provinces. Yeah, that's going to be a thing for us at some point. I think it's one of our missions down... Where is it? There's a mission here. There it is. Establish Jesuit missions. 7 states in colonial Brazil have to have Jesuit holy orders. That'll be a thing for us, and we can get a lot of extra yearly papal influence for the rest of the game. It's not bad, I suppose. Not bad at all. Cost me a bit of admin power, but we might do it. See, this is where I have to be really careful, by the way. This is enough numbers that if I'm not careful with my troops and get split up like this, I could be in a bit of trouble. Case in point, here we go. All right, we got to get in here and split some of these forces up. Oh boy, here we go. Split those forces. There we go, there we go. Don't mess this up, don't mess this up. Get in there. Okay, cost me a lot of manpower, but we managed to save that one barely. Lost one fight, won the other ones, the more important ones. We're all right, we're all right. Woo, this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. It gets a little stressful. Ottomans declare war on Austria. That's interesting. Oh, looks like someone else is attacking Vijayanagar, by the way. It is Gujarat. Well, well, well. Opportunistic little vultures coming on in there, but that's fine. By the way, do not forget that one thing you can do as you build out your nation and you're spending your money, always look for opportunities to build out your vassals, your colonial nations where possible as well. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily give you as much immediate money, but it makes them more financially secure, and it increases the value of a trade node from more production, which means more money flow into your coffers through money eventually. So it does kind of pay for itself, and it just makes them a lot stronger. And some of them are really good. Like, I already have been developing, so you just saw me get like 0.09 ducats, but some of them will be like 0.4. So like, those are kind of situations where it makes perfect sense, and you should 100% be investing in your little vassals. By the way, I think I'm about to trap the entire Vijayanagar army over here in Kandy, so there you go. Alright, they're stuck. Have fun. Alright, Vijayanagar does not have much left. I've got 66% war score. I could try to run in and grab another fort, and I guess I will, because I do want some of the war score. We could also try to finish them off and give them nowhere to retreat, which would be pretty potent too. So let's get in over here. Stack wipe. Goodbye. Oh, Gujarat just ended their war already. That was surprisingly fast. Okay, we can get more war score after all. Ethiopia wants an alliance. No, I don't think so. You're bordering with the Ottomans. The Ottomans only have so many areas of expansion that don't involve fighting in Europe, and you're one of them. Nah, I don't think so. Bye. All right, now we have 96% war score. Can I just go ahead and be done with this? I think the answer is probably yes. So what do I want? Well, this entire coastline for sure, because I have a mission for this. So that's going to have to be good enough. Could take more. Might cause problems with, like, coalitions and stuff. Maybe. We can afford a bit. If I take this, I can control this side of a strait. It'll make it easy for me to take this stuff later. I could take an island off of them for a bit more trade. What else as far as, like, trade provinces? There's a really good one right here. Yeah, I mean, I want to have as much control of this trade node as possible, so I'm tempted to do this. It's not too much overextension. It's pretty reasonable. And then I could just take things like your money, of which you have a surprising amount, and that'll have to be good enough. Yes. I think this is an acceptable deal for me, so we're happy with it. So let's go ahead and core all of this stuff. That finishes up a mission. Portuguese Malabar gain permanent claims on a handful of areas. These areas right here, which is great, which is why I didn't bother taking it now, plus Thana, Daman, and Surat. Wherever all that is. Hang on. That is these provinces. Okay, so we have CBs to use against Gujarat now if I want to. But I'll be honest, I'm happy with what I've got. Let's go ahead and pull back. We're going to have to leave behind an army, unfortunately, for rebel situations. But we can now send the rest to go and, I don't know, fight somewhere else. When does my truce with Aragon end? I think it's like 1560? 66. Alright, so we got a few years to wait on that one. I'm thinking that maybe we want to go fight and kill Kilwa and Mutapa here pretty soon. But we could also focus on building out Ashanti, and that would be fairly easy to do. We could also go fight natives now. And maybe that's a better idea. Mexico is already getting obliterated by some natives. What do you know? I'm telling you guys, this happens like instantaneously. It's so annoying. So we're gonna have to get our troops over here, which fortunately I'm already doing. But it's gonna be a while, and I'm not even convinced that the colonial nation will live long enough. I hate it. I really do hate it. Well, this gives me a chance to correct something I was talking about in a previous video here. We should be able to enforce peace here, as annoying as some of this can be. The thing being, it's really easy to forget. Right, you have to click on this dang thing. You have to click on this to specify which war you're enforcing peace in, and oh, lo and behold, we can do this. So there we go. They gave up. Thank you. Now they have a truce with Mexico, but they don't have a truce with me, which means I can still kill them at will. So, shall we go ahead and declare war on said natives who dared to attack me? We could. They're in a federation. It's a fairly large group. What about these guys? Much easier. Maybe we start with them. Fighting a few more natives over here is going to be great, because now we can take all this land. This should be enough, in theory, for me to create 2 more colonial nations. One over here in Eastern America. We'll kind of let them be their own thing. And then one up here in Louisiana, which I'm hoping the Pope will then bestow to me, so that Britain's not allowed to do anything. I've kind of violated the Treaty of Tordesillas quite a lot by taking all this land, which the Pope is going to be very angry about, but I mean, like, it's all for the furthering of the Kingdom of God, right? Like, don't sweat it. It's fine. More people trying to declare war on me over here. Who is it? Who's Wichita? Where are you? These little guys up over here? That's cute. No. Stop it. And what just happened here? The Zuni Federation just formed. Well, that's a large nation. How much you want to bet they do something about Mexico, too? I'm going to get pulled in so many directions, it's not even funny, dude. There's the Zuni Federation. I knew that was going to happen. All right, well, we've integrated Majorca, so that's now a thing. Cool. Stop it. Go away. Oh, man, the Pope is really mad at me about the whole Treaty of Tordesillas thing. I honestly didn't think it would be that bad. I mean, I knew they'd be angry, but, like, I figured I just kind of conquered some land over here. I didn't do any colonizing. I just, you know, guys so mean? Why do you guys hate me so much? That's my question. What's wrong with you? It's anti-Portuguese bias, that's what it is. Aragon just got excommunicated. Well, that's coming in some beautiful time. Alright, so in a couple of years, I'll be able to fight you, and it's gonna basically cost me nothing. Lu, colonial nation hath been formed. We'll call it New Portugal, apparently, and I'll make it a crown colony, so they focus more on military stuff. Seems fine to me. Florida Blanca is done as well. Cool, we're gonna get La Plata going pretty soon. Natives? How dare you move over here? That's where I was gonna settle, fine. Whoa, Bohemia just took a bunch of land out of Hungary. Hello, Bohemia. How are you? We need to find some more friends. We really do. I've got too many little vassals and stuff, and I don't feel like I can trust the Papal State to be on my side for that much longer. They trust me implicitly, but realistically, do they? No. But is there anyone even worth allying? I mean, maybe somebody in India could be useful for later, sure. Persia is okay, but like, beyond that, meh? And now we have Portuguese Louisiana as well. Thank you. So that gives me colonial nations in most colonial regions at this point, right? I think we're missing Peru. We're about to get La Plata. And of course there's going to be California and stuff, but like, that's a little ways away still. Not going to get to Cascadia, not going to worry about Canada. So most relevant immediate areas I've got a colonial nation in. The weakest by a long shot is going to end up being New Portugal unless we can fight some more natives and or eventually take some territory from 13 colonies. That's the hard part. Oh gosh dang, no! My colonies are already screwing things up. Portuguese Louisiana has decided to start colonizing over here, which is part of colonial Mexico. I really, really wish there was a way to stop your vassals from doing stuff like this, because that's going to create a lot of confusion. Maybe there is a way and I just don't know what it is, but dang, it is annoying. Hey, it's my favorite music! Turn it up! This one's good, this one's really good. Which one is this anyway? Hang on, this is Demons. Of course it's called Demons, why not? Oh, New Portugal's getting bold. They decided to attack these guys. Yeah, go for it. Absolutely. If you can pull it off, I say absolutely 100% go take everything you can from these guys so it's not my problem and the Pope doesn't get mad at me. Should be able to fight Aragon very soon. Even if they are excommunicated, they're allied to Austria somehow. I'll be honest, I don't really understand how they're doing that. I don't understand how they've got those guys on their side, but they do. So whatever, fine. I mean, hey, cool. More opportunities to beat on Austria, I'll take it. Oh, actually, there's a truce right there. I just had to wait one more tick. Okay. Excommunicated ruler. Great opportunity to take all sorts of lovely stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're fading a really big native uprising over here. That's fine. That's fine. They want to beat on New Portugal, but we're going to have to get in here and try to save them now. This is going to be a little tricky, but they're pretty weak compared to me technologically, so as long as I got a full stack there, I think we'll be all right. Wait, how did New Portugal colonize over here? Oh, they sent colonies. Well, that's going to be some border gore. I'm sure the British will love that. We have another government reform for ourselves. What do we think we're going to want here? Deliberative assembly. Well, I'm not going to go for the parliament, obviously. We could go for royal decree since I'm hoping we'll have a good time in the age of absolutism. Diplo rep is not bad, blah, blah, blah. General estates? States general. Stability cost and no stability loss on monarch death. I'm not going to become a republic. I guess I'll just go for the royal decree. It's not great. It certainly doesn't do me any good right now. We've talked about this before, but could be useful later. What is this, by the way? The British and the Norwegians are fighting each other. Norway, did you set up a colony you're not supposed to? Is that what happened? Oh, no, you're getting murdered by Sweden. Also, Novgorod is snaking their way around. This is a weird game in Scandinavia. Why am I fighting Genoa all of a sudden? Why am I fighting Venice all of a sudden? Well, Venice joined the war the last second, apparently. But what's Genoa's involvement in this? They're allied to Aragon. Oh, for some reason I thought that was Trier. I'm sorry, I mixed up the flags. No, we're fine, we're fine. Okay, whatever. We're gonna get up here, we're gonna siege down, like, Brabant and stuff like that, get them out of the war. We got people sieging down Venice. They've only got one province, who cares? And then we'll go and deal with people like, you know, Austria. That's the big fry, really, at the end of the day. I'm not gonna be able to take nearly as much out of Aragon as I thought I could in this war, by the way. Just eating up all of Sicily and giving it back to my vassal costs most of the war score. Then if I just take Valencia, like, that's kind of it. And what kind of coalition am I looking at? The answer is a really bad one. Now, granted, most of this is with natives. So, like, am I really scared of that? No. As long as I don't see a big nation like the Ottomans or Britain on here, it's probably okay, but I could see this becoming a problem very quickly. Like, Austria would be able to join a coalition against me if I do this. Now, we're gonna have a truce with them, so it doesn't matter. But it gives you an idea what kind of stuff I'm looking at. So, like, yeah, I kind of thought we'd be able to finish off Aragon in one war, and I was unfortunately incorrect. That makes me a little sad. Let's go ahead and embrace the printing press, by the way. We've got that, so now I'm only a couple years ahead of time on tech. We'll be able to grab a new idea group very soon. Oh, someone other than Austria is now the emperor. Ingolstadt. Really? Okay. Sure. If that's how you want to play it, go for it, man. Go ahead. All right, Austria, how would you feel about ending this war? Pretty good. I could have you give up some provinces and stuff like that, but I don't see a lot of advantage in me doing that right now. What I could do is ask you to cancel some of your subjects. That would cost me way too much diplo power for me to be worth it, I think. And I really don't want to pillage or anything and get some accidental aggressive expansion. I'm already probably about to get a lot, so let's take pretty much everything you've got, and we'll have to call that good enough. Which leaves me with 100% that I can use against Aragon, so let's see if they'll take this. They will. What kind of aggressive expansion are we looking at? Enough to bring in people like Ragusa, who is larger than usual, but no one else that I'm nervous about, so I think this is going to have to be good enough. Kind of surprised, honestly, that this is as bad as it is, considering they're excommunicated. I thought this would be really, really cheap. Apparently not, though. Austria's claiming the throne of Britain? Oh, God! Well, that could be a problem. Huh. Very interesting. Don't yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. On the plus side, I think they're now so weak, I don't think they can challenge Britain if they want to, but that would have been, interesting. France has no heir, by the way. Hello? I would love it if you would put an heir on the throne. I need 90 favors. Ah, dang it. I don't have enough. Too bad. That would have been useful. Another colonial nation done. Rio de Plata is done. We'll make that another crown colony. So once again, the Pope has affirmed this is mine. Looks like France is trying to race for Peru now, which is interesting, because they're fighting Cuzco. And just called me in on that one. I mean, kind of like before, I don't really want them getting this. That said, of all the colonies, it's probably the least important to me. Sweden, get the frick out of here! There's gonna be 4 Columbias by the end of this game. 4 of them, dang it. So what new ideas do we think we're gonna want? Wouldn't mind getting myself another round of military ideas, to be honest. Defensive ideas sound pretty good to me. The morale of armies is very, very strong. Pairs up nicely with a few things I've got. Quality, offensive. I mean, I like offensive, but I can wait on this one. Honestly, morale of armies is a huge deal. Beyond that, though, administrative make a lot of sense if I'm going to be conquering chunks of Europe. That core creation cost reduction is huge. Good for India and stuff as well. Lots of high-dev provinces there. Plus, we can save some admin tech costs, plus governing capacity. Good, 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 good. Innovative I've always loved. Everyone has said, it's not so great. I love it. I've always loved it. Trade ideas, we probably don't need, to be honest. I'm doing so well on that. Influence ideas would be useful eventually if I'm going to start creating a lot of client states. I think what I'll do is I'll take admin. And in the future, I'll probably end up taking influence, and then the rest will be military idea groups. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. But we can do this now. So I can then focus on getting some admin power and stuff like that, work through this, blah, blah, blah. We're making 15 admin power per month right now. So we're going to chunk through this pretty quickly. All right, finish a whole mess of wars over here now, because we got so many natives attacking me. But out of that arrangement, we now have a much stronger New Portugal, even though it's split up all weird. I wish they had taken any of these provinces, but they're out of admin power, so they're coring like crazy right now. Louisiana grows, Mexico grows. This is all looking pretty good for me. Okay, it would be nice to help out places like Mexico, grab some of these gold mines while we can, because the more money they have in gold, the better. Plus, eventually I'll start getting some treasure fleets, and we know we like those. France is really mad at me. No, that's favors. I'm sorry. I thought this was their happiness. I'm gonna say, holy crud, what do we do to make them angry? No, we're good. The Papal State is barely tolerating me right now. And I do mean barely. So many violations of a treaty. Plus the aggressive expansion and stuff. You'll get over it. It's fine. What I really need right now is more force limit. More force limit so I can field more troops so I can go more places in the world would be nice. It's getting a little bit difficult to try and keep 3 or 4 fronts going at the same time, you know? Not that I'm trying to complain too much, but you get the idea. We need a lot more land over here in Africa, so that's now taken care of. That finishes another mission for us, by the way. African gold. So we get base production and goods produced modifier in all of those gold mines for a while. That'll be nice. Looks like my vassals are trying to get to work attacking a few folks, though at the same time, they are also being attacked by others. Hello. No, you're not going to do that, but that's enough to pull me into the war, so now I can get involved and go kill them for them. See, this is perfect. It's like a defensive war. This is why enforced peace is so important, and it's so easy to overlook if you don't like you just forget, oh, I gotta click the crest, which I forget, and then lo and behold, oh, right, it's actually really easy. You should just do that. Whoops. I really don't know why Portuguese Mexico needed my help with this war. A one-province minor attacked them. And they were losing. Go figure. Ooh, War of Religion in France. Must be fun to be you. France wants to call me in against Austria and team. When you have religious warfare going on, really? Is that really the most important thing you can be doing right now? Alright, fine. Where's Ingolstadt? I don't even know who the frick they are. These guys. That's your emperor? They're allied to... Okay. This is, yeah, this is a non-issue. We'll go ahead and fight that. Sure. This is... They've got like 30,000 troops amongst all of them. That's amazing. Yeah, the Empire's fallen apart pretty bad here, to be honest. It's getting encroached on many sides. The Ottomans are now pushing in, the Commonwealth's taking territory, Bohemia's oversized. It just keeps going on and on and on, man. Anyway, we know we're gonna have to do another war here against Vijayanagar here pretty soon, right? We've got claims on all of that, so I know I want it. You're allied to Pegu and Mawar. Mawar, who is dead. Pegu, who is not much of a threat. Yeah, if we can get some troops over here, this would not be a bad thing for me to do. I'm up to 16 merchants now, by the way. Like, legitimately, I am just rolling in merchants. Core creation cost reduction is done. Good. So now it's gonna be a lot cheaper for me to just take whatever I want in a lot of places. I like that. Wow, that's a stack wipe against Songhai if I ever saw one, by the way. Gonna try to feed a lot of land off to Ashanti, even though they are technically a disloyal vassal since the Ottomans are supporting their independence. Very rude, but I mean, like, whatever. Fair play, I suppose. Another mission somehow fulfilled. I actually don't know what I did here. Oh, wine monopolies. Nice, this is actually going to cascade into a few things here. So we get trade steering for 20 years, and all my wine gets base production, which is going to lead into great trading houses, so for 20 years, trade efficiency and global trade power, which will lead into arts and letters, and as soon as I can build up some universities, we'll be able to do this pretty easily, which will lead into the Lusitanian Empire, if I just control all of Iberia, which I'm going to, and that would be pretty cool. Papal State wants me to start a war against Savoy. Fine. As long as we keep the Pope happy, I suppose. Oh wow, that was a really fast war. Well done, Pope man, I suppose. They're going for the Kingdom of God, man. That's what they want to do. Now Britain's trying to get Ashanti to go independent from me. That's just ridiculous. What's ridiculous, actually, is that they have full opinion of me. But when you have that many big people supporting your independence, you will never get the gosh dang liberty desire down. It's just so stupid, but it is what it is. Gosh dang it, stop it, Papal State! Gosh, Battle Pope, apparently. When the Empire is weak, everyone's pouncing. Oh, Iceland exists. How'd that happen? I don't know. Sweden took some stuff. Norway, my buddy, looking a little bit on the weak side. Might be nice to just go ahead and steal the rest of Colombia from you, you know? And in fact, I kind of feel like I might do that. Screw it, let's kill him. Decided to go ahead and annex Navarra, by the way, which we can see are gone now. Perfect. I didn't really see like I had any more use for them at some point. It's like, yeah, you played your role. I can eat the rest of Aragon on my own. France, gosh dang it, stop it! Everyone's calling me in non-stop. I get it. The HRE is weak. I get it. But Jesus, stop it. There are things I want to do in between wars and you're not letting me. Okay, 50-something% war score to use against Norway. Is that enough to get you to cede the colonies you're supposed to? Have you concede all of your Colombian territory? Easy enough. Could make you into a vassal, which would be a very interesting play that I could use to give a launching ground against Sweden and Britain in the future, but doesn't really benefit me much, does it? So, nah. I will, however, take one little island up over here. Just in case someday I do want a launching point. All right, make it easier. So all this land goes over to my little buddy, Portuguese Colombia. And he's looking a little bit stronger, okay? Continuing to grow nicely in this area. Next target, probably gonna be Vijayanagar again, which I guess we can do. Okay, 68% war score now against Vijayanagar. Feels like that ought to be enough to just get kind of whatever I want. We'll see. Oh my God, France! Stop it! Frick me, it's so annoying. I have things I need to do. Can I just take what I want? Just take what I want real quick, and we'll think about the rest in a second, okay? Chill. How's this? Is this good enough? I think it's good enough. Thank you. Bye. Jeezums, dude. Why am I getting called into literally everything that exists? All right, another mission is done. Portuguese Ceylon done. Global trade power, mercantilism, trade power, company investments, blah, blah, blah. Nice. I need to hand all this land off to Ashanti. I haven't been coring it this whole time. Okay, finally. Now I can do other stuff. Frick you, though, France. Seriously, frick you. One war to go here against Aragon in 2 years. And then we can take the rest of that, and that'll finish that whole mission off. Then we gotta decide what else we're gonna do. I mean, we've done really good work here in North America, which is like the least important place for me to be colonizing, but we've got some decent stuff going. They'll be useful as time goes on. Colonial nations going all sorts of places. I've started colonizing Australia for good measure, just so I can. And then beyond that, what's left? Go conquer Eastern Africa, I think. Yeah, conquer Eastern Africa, take all this, get province here in the Gulf of Aden, so more money flows to me. And then we're gonna have to probably break off a relationship with Naples. It's time to start killing them and take over southern Italy. We need to start building up a European presence now. If not that, then I need to find a way to get involved in a war against Great Britain, so I can take like even a couple of provinces in their territory, and that'll make it easier for me to continue murdering them in the future. Because they're going to become a long-term threat if we're not careful. They will do it. And it's not even because I'd really benefit much from doing this. It's purely to neuter a long-term enemy. It's purely to start building up more power in North America, who I can use basically as just manpower meat shields to go and fight my wars for me, while I then conquer the rest of the territories that actually can give me some money. That's what I would shoot for there. And then in India, I mean, we do have to fight Gujarat, yes. Not a very high priority. Would be nice to get a really good ally in this area. Bengal? Jaunpur? Probably Jaunpur. Yeah, let's take these guys on as an ally as long as they're... Oh, they're allied to Gujarat, never mind. Let's take Bengal then, just so I have somebody in the region who can assist me in taking this area down. Right now, I'm really just hoping that this war between Austria and the Ottomans lasts for about 1 more year. Because if so, and Austria doesn't join in the war to defend Aragon, that would make my life a lot easier. Just saying, I'd really appreciate it if you guys just keep this going. Keep going, Otto Blob, I believe in you. Of course, I happened to die at the exact wrong moment, so now I've got a 2-2-2 leader. Well, that sucks. Alright, it is what it is. All that precious monarch points. They were great. They were great while they lasted. Oh, you didn't want to keep the war going, huh? Oh, now Austria is interested in an alliance with me. Now that you're weak as frick. No. Go ahead and grab Tech 15 across the board. Looking good, looking good. Got some more unit upgrades. Nice. My colonies are going forth and conquering things now, by the way. Good boys. Look at you guys go. Little murder buddies. I'm so proud of you. There goes the truce with Aragon. Everyone will join. Of course they will. I'll just call in my buddies, and who even cares if I bring in France? They're 3,000 ducats in debt. Of course you are. Oh, France, France, France. You just can't figure out a simple budget, can you? And stack wipe. Easy peasy. Did I seriously just die again already? Okay, I did. So wait a minute. The Deavi family is gone. Now I have Emperor, how do you say that? Hoao de Foy. I'm French? No! No! All right, well, a 455 is a huge upgrade, though, so I mean, I can't be that mad. Oh my gosh, he's a scholar as well and a gentleman. Beautimus. We've got a new heir, a 421. Not really impressive, so I'll just enjoy this 20-year-old for as long as I'm able. Dude, how awesome would it be if I managed to somehow get France into a personal union? Can you imagine that as far as, like, getting all of Europe to be blue? You just get France in a personal union, boom, between the two of us, we take it all out. Heck, bonus points if I can find a way to somehow get Sweden on board. That would be awesome, dude. That'd actually make a pretty good ally for me, to be honest. If they'd be open to it. Unfortunately, they kind of hate the Pope, but I don't think our relationship with the Pope is gonna last for very long anyway. All right, Aragon, guess what time it is? Sir, please, no, what? No! What do you mean this takes that? Why? Saragossa's 30 dev? 30 dev? You're kidding me! Oh, for crying out loud. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go for a shorter truce timer then, just a little bit shorter. I'm a little, shall I say, peeved about that one. Okay, sure, no, 30 dev, apparently too much, even though I have permanent claims. That's too much for me to handle. Me, giganto-frickin' Portugal, can't handle 30 dev! Frickin' heckin' hoy hoy hoy. Alright, whatever. It is what it is. That felt like such a waste of a freaking war. I'm being teased. I hate it. I hate everything about it, but whatever. What do I got left? Practically nothing. In the next war, I won't even call in Naples. I'll just take all this for myself. We'll see. Anyway, alright. So that's where we're going to end things for today's video. Can we all agree solid progress? Solid progress? Yeah. Not as much as in Europe as you might think. Yeah, okay, fine. Get rid of the vassals and stuff. Border war look a little bit better. But definitely made a lot more progress in this portion of Africa. You know, did a bit more over here, and did a bit more over here, and did a lot more in India, and then did a frick ton more over in North America. So, overall, our empire is basically looking like this in 1585. I call that pretty good. I mean, we haven't even gotten to, what's the next one? Global trade. We haven't even gotten to global trade yet as an institution. And this is how we're looking. I call it pretty solid. The question really for me is, how long can my relationship with people like France really last? Because they want some of my stuff, and that's kind of making things hard now. And I probably won't be able to stay friends with the Pope for very much longer. And I definitely can't stay friends with Naples for much longer. So either I've got to somehow get lucky and get a personal union over France, or we're going to lose all that, and then I got to make friends with other blue people so that we can go and conquer all of Europe together. Somehow. I don't freaking know how we're going to pull it off. And in the meantime, the Ottomans, 300,000 soldiers. 300,000 soldiers. I have like twice their dev and 300,000. We need military ideas. We need a lot of really good military ideas so I can just obliterate everything in sight. That's got to be the plan. All right, well, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.